Is this what they mean by a brisket boat? Hey everybody, welcome back to another week of the FOGO Life. I'm your host, Captain Ron, and this week I'm gonna show you how to cook a brisket. I know, you already know how to cook a brisket. You've seen all our videos already. Well, I'm gonna show you something different. It's called the foil boat method. And I'm gonna show you how to make the best bark ever, how to make a super juicy brisket. This way of doing it is absolutely amazing. I'm excited to share it with you. So let's go ahead and get started. This may be a new method to you on how to make a great brisket, but guess what? You can't have great brisket without a great brisket. So let's talk about the brisket. I got this beautiful prime brisket from my local warehouse club. A prime brisket means it has tons of marbling, has tons of fat inside, but Ron, we don't want fat. Yes, you do. In a brisket, that's why it cooks slow, so that all that fat breaks down. Makes for a super tender, juicy, moist, and delicious bite. Now, let's pat her dry and get to trimming. Now look at all of that fat. Maybe that's why it was so cheap. Huh, but we're not gonna throw all this away. Nope, we're gonna use it to make some beautiful tallow. Not sure how to do that? Check out that video. Do me a favor, don't ever forget the sides of your brisket. And we're gonna put our meter in, the thickest part of the flat, right in the center of the meat. You want it right in the center. Now, let's throw this baby on. Now, I know, Ron, so far you said you were gonna show us something different, but everything you've done is exactly what we only do on a brisket. Well, I get it. Today, I'm gonna add some flavor, like this, and then the magic is gonna start when we get to the wrapping part. We're gonna use these blocks for smoking. These are made from actual bourbon barrels that have been aged bourbon in them. So we're gonna use that for flavor. We're gonna let them kick up. We're gonna cook it indirect, just like we always do with our briskets, okay? And now, let's throw her on here. Okay, our brisket is on, and hey Ron, guess what? You're cooking your brisket in a big green egg with the fat cap up. Darn right we are. You know why? Because we're not gonna wrap it. We're gonna do what's called the foil boat method. Now, Bradley from Chud's Barbecue was kind of credited with developing this method. What it does is allows the bark on top on that fat cap to really crisp up, almost in like a bacony kind of texture, while the fat is gonna render down into that foil boat, and it's gonna protect the bottom of that brisket. It's gonna make it super lean, it's gonna make it super moist, it's gonna make it super delicious. That's right. So, this is a great way to do it. Fat cap up on the big green egg. Now, we're gonna cook it kind of the same way. We're gonna cook it to about 165, 170, and then when we would normally wrap it, that's when we're gonna make the foil boat. Like I said, the whole top of the brisket is still gonna be exposed for the whole cook. It's not to eliminate the stall. We're still gonna have a stall, but it's gonna allow it to cook evenly throughout that whole stall. Yeah, giving you, like I said, tender, moist, wonderful brisket. Kids, don't miss this part. Everybody say hi to my daughter, Caitlin. She's a little quiet. Anyway, you know, the one thing I didn't touch on today is we had the grill lit already because this is a long cook, so we got it lit and we got the charcoal burning first. But because we're going low and slow with brisket, very important, this part right here. We went with our yellow bag because it's large chunks and it's made for low and slow cooking. So today's cook, we're using our super premium charcoal.
6 hours later.
It's time to go boating, foil boating that is. We've reached 165 degrees. Now, when Chuds did his, he went to 170. On the egg, I want to do this a little different because our heat is coming from the bottom. I want to make sure that we get it into the foil boat, let those juices do their action. So we're going to make ourselves a little foil boat. We're going to take out 2 strips of extra heavy duty aluminum foil, okay? 1 and 2. Now I've seen different ways to do this. Some make a T, some don't. I like the idea of making a T shape with them. And we're going to put our brisket right in the center. And here we go. Oh, look at that. That bark is building beautifully already. Look at that. Nice. Yep, that's looking like a brisket to me. That bark is forming beautifully. Now don't forget, this top section is gonna form even more bark because it's gonna be open, all right? Yeah, look at that. That bark is really developing beautifully. It's nice and crispy already. And don't forget, this is fat cap up. So we're actually looking at the fat cap here. Beautiful. Listen, crispy and beautiful, and it's even tasty. Now, it's real simple. To make our boat, all we do is crinkle up the foil around the brisket. That's it. You crinkle up the sides, get it nice and tight on it. All right, nice and tight, but leave that top of it exposed, just like that. It's literally a foil boat. And now that we are all boated up, let's put her back on and let her finish up. We're gonna go to our regular temperature of like 203 or so. Just gonna stick her back on there, in her boat, close her back up, and wait.
Many hours later.
The foil boat method is no different than any other brisket method. We want to cook it to around 203, but you want to make sure that probe goes in and out with no pressure whatsoever. Now we're going to take it off. We're going to rest it in a Cambro or a cooler for at least 1 hour. You always want to rest your briskets for a minimum of 1 hour.
Graduation day.
I believe our brisket is done resting. Let me check on it. I think it's still sleeping. We're going to wake it up. All right, this has been 1 hour that this thing has been in here. So let's grab it out of here, being careful not to spill all those beautiful juices. Look at that baby. Ooh, she's a wiggler is what she is. Wake up, baby, wake up. Let's pull the old meter thermometer out of there, work like a champion again. Let's set this over here. And yeah. I think we got a jiggler here, folks. I think it's time we cut in and see the real test, see what this baby looks like. So what do you think? And that is why I like to cook foil boat briskets. Look, the bottom, okay, we cook this fat cap up. If you cooked fat cap up in your Kamado before, you know that the bottom can get really burnt and crisp and now good. It's perfect. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. The top, the fat cap, has this beautiful bark on it. It's crispy still. I mean, it's outstanding. It's so moist, it's so juicy. This is why I love to do it. Juicy, it doesn't burn the bottom, fat cap up, crispy bark. I mean, what else can you ask for? This is, to me, this is the best way. I want to thank whoever came up with this. We all knew who it was. Thanks, Bradley. This thing is absolutely awesome. If you haven't tried this, give it a try, okay? I'm being dead serious right now. Give this a try because it is well worth it. It's simple, it's easy. It might take a little bit longer, just a little bit longer because you're not wrapping, so you're not having the advantage of having that top covered, but the bark on top more than makes up for it. It's outstanding. I mean, have I given you the impression that it's really good yet? It is. So, foil boat brisket, folks, give it a shot. Don't even just give it a shot. This may become your new method of doing brisket. I know I like to do mine like this. So, listen, while I got you here, anything that you saw that we used here in this video, there's a link down below. Also, full description, full recipe, full blog post down below. There's a link, all right? And don't forget to subscribe while you're here. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. Yes! Anyway, that's all because of you. Thanks so much, everybody. We love you. So remember to foil boat brisket, get out and grill, and I'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life.